Secret number 2 of spiraling up is present moment responsibility. Do you want a surefire way to be unproductively stressed? Then focus on what you cannot change. It works pretty much every time. Can we change the past? Well, we can change our perspective on it and effectively change the past for us. And we can see this in a very dramatic way with Alzheimer's or dementia or whatnot. People forget that they have kids or something. It's almost like that whole past is different. I don't know what's in it. Maybe it's an empty space. So skillful and unskillful use of memory is something that we are all playing with. We are all forgetting huge amount of things. We're all even rewiring certain memories. I don't trust my memory that much because I know how unreliable it is sometimes. And so a healthy amount of doubt is probably a good thing. But our perspective on the past is all that we can change, hopefully in a useful way for at least our current goals. That's why when we change our current goals and intentions, then suddenly what was skillful and keeping us safe or something becomes unskillful. It's like the old trauma protection patterns become no longer useful, or at least we realize they are no longer useful. And that actually comes from trying to work on the future, knowing what we want. But can we change the actual future? Well, only indirectly through the present. However, if we have a different vision of the future, then it's going to change what we are doing in the present to live in alignment with that. Whether it's a desirable future or an undesirable one, we could have both in our little mind. In the present moment, we are imagining potential futures. And maybe we're running from one like an anti-goal, and we are running towards another imagination as something that seems like a good idea to run towards and create, right? It's important to acknowledge skillful and unskillful use of the imagination. I would simplify this to say just what is more true and useful. And if we have an imagination that is running amok and making our present moment ineffective, or our vision of the future is founded on basically inaccurate observations, then we are using imagination in probably an unskillful way. All right, another one here. Can we change other people's thoughts, words, and actions, or another specific person's thoughts, words, and actions? Honestly, maybe, right? We have powers of persuasion. We can influence people to a certain degree, but is it really the best investment of our time and energy to deliberately try to change another person when we could invest that energy on changing ourselves or doing something else that is just more meaningful in general? That decision is up to you. Can we change our present moment attention, where we are focusing our energies in the present moment? Can we change our present moment actions of what task we are doing with what kind of effort? Can we change our perspective, the way that we see the world in the present moment? Can we change our way of being, our way of showing up? Can we change how we are feeling right now? Can you change that in the future? Can you change that in the past? Only your perspective on it, only your vision of it. But you can change that for real in the present moment. You can activate different gene expressions just by changing your thoughts, changing your feelings. There's probably going to be words that are associated. Words are often like buttons for us. We can think of a word, even just thinking the word gratitude. It's kind of like a button almost. And there's certain neurological patterns that fire and neurotransmitters and chemical reactions that start happening because you heard the word gratitude. It's like a button. Bloop. Other words can be particularly powerful triggers as well, for better or for worse. But the proof is that basically you can control your feelings to a very, very, very large degree. Now, in another video, we say observe the conditioned and the unconditioned. So you might have feelings that just seem to be coming at you, and that's okay to feel them too. You might have feelings that you intentionally generate, like the feeling of gratitude in your morning meditation practice. Both of those are great to observe. And the more we observe, the more aware we become of how powerful we really are with changing our present. Then we are less ignorant. We are more aware of where our limitations lie. So we don't focus our efforts in silly places like maybe trying to change somebody else's opinion or change the past or something, because that's not going to be a productive use of our present moment energy. We are really powerful in our ability to change what we are personally responsible for. And when we focus in that area, it's like taking a big lot of energy that's just kind of all over the shop and focusing it in where it matters most. So let's use this power, use our awareness of our realm of personal responsibility for spiraling up, for powerfully making a difference rather than just splatting that energy around. Before we leave the subject, I want to quickly mention that a healthy amount of doubt in what you are personally responsible for is very helpful. A lot of people think that they are not personally responsible for their feelings until they try it. So little experiments like that, what actually is in my realm of responsibility? What do I actually have power to change in the present moments? It might be a lot more than you think. So have fun with that.